today we have a very different type of video. I am going to be reacting. It has been a while since I have reacted to something. I used to do reaction videos back in the day, but I don't know. I just realized that this is my channel and I can do whatever I want on here. I'm gonna be reacting to my favorite scene from the movie Dune 2. For most people, their favorite scene is the one where Paul rides a sandworm. My favorite scene is Paul Atreides Arrives, when he arrives to the south. Let's get into it, I guess. So that was amazing. I hope you understand now why this is my favorite scene. This sequence of scenes is so perfect in so many ways, and I cannot wait to get into it. Let's look at the first few scenes and then I'll explain. These first few shots right here. Okay, so basically here, this is the scene where Paul has just realized that he is actually part Harkonnen. He has decided to accept the fact that a lot of the Fremen think of him as the Messiah, and he's accepted the fact that that is what his destiny is supposed to be, even though it's not really supposed to be that, you know what I mean? And he's willing to use that right now for his own personal reasons, which is to get revenge on the little fat floating man. Dune itself is such a freaking sensory experience, dude. I can't explain it, even though it just uses only 2 senses. It taps into almost every single one, and a lot of it has to do with texture. It gives such an immersive experience. The change in texture, the color grading has changed. It's been warm, sandy textures, and as Paul is transitioning to this sort of villain arc, it's like completely different. Color grading has changed to this very harsh, almost gray-like, which looks like the color grading for the Harkonnen. It's not sandy anymore. It's like very hard. It's like very rocky and rough. Like even this scene right here, of like these are all people. Okay, I'm getting way too ahead of myself right now. But this is amazing that they're able to do that. This scene right here, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. This scene right here of like Paul's silhouette, the dark silhouette, but this of the camera, okay? The camera focusing more on the ground, which is very hard and rocky. And then having him in like the silhouette in the background, very blurred. This was so freaking smart, dude, because it's just small visual cues like this that really show what Paul's going through right now, basically. What Paul's going through right now, basically, is what I'm trying to say. A scene like this, where something has completely changed, the landscape has completely changed. Like, are we even still on Arrakis? Like, look at all these rocks, dude. It's a small little detail that registers in your subconscious, and even if someone who isn't really a film geek might not give a shit about, but this it'll send some messages to your subconscious that like, oh shit. Even like the music on its own. We're gonna get into that. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh. Bro, I love that scene. I love this scene so much. The sound design is just also amazing. The sound design is just so cool. This is such a cool scene. I don't know what to say about it other than it's very cool. Oh my gosh, bro, this is so freaking cool, bro. Oh my gosh, bro, this is so freaking cool, bro. He's so freaking cool, bro. Imagine being a Fremen and seeing this shit, bro. And people being like, oh, you hear everyone talk about how there's a Messiah and he's coming, and you're just like, yeah, right. And then bro pulls up like this. Well, see that right there, the Fremen grabbing his knife, like so many small little details in this movie that just like this scene right here, bro. This shit is crazy. I love cinema. Do you guys remember in the first movie that scene where the Fremen were like praying? It was shot from behind this like sort of like a gate. I love that scene. I thought it was beautiful. This kind of reminds me of it, but it's also the scale, like it's showing the scale, which is what I wanted to talk about in this scene, establishing the environment that we're in. This one right here, I'm showing all of these Fremen people from the south watching Paul as he arrives, as the so-called Messiah arrives. I feel like a lot of today's media, or at least like a lot of movies that you'll go to watch, prioritize skeptical over story. So many things are happening at once. You know, there's big explosions. They spent $100 million on this one scene. We all come out from the movie theater feeling nothing actually. Where I'm just like, wow, so much happened, but nothing happened. Like, what was the reason for all that? But with Dune, I think Denis and everyone else who's been working on these movies, Dune reconciles skeptical and story. Skeptical. Okay. Even with the big fighting scenes and like big CGI scenes or whatever, all of this, there's a reason behind it. There's substance to it. It's not just showing off how much money they spent or how good they are. And I think that that's pretty cool. It reminds me of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, where even the fight scene, it motivates the story further. It's not just something cool to look at, even though it is very cool to look at. And I think that Dune does the exact same thing. Colors, even this scene right here, where we have the camera's focused on Paul, and then it goes back, and Paul's like looking around. He's like looking around. He's making eye contact with all of these people. A lot of them who are in the crowd are skeptics. A lot of them and he's looking at them also. I just realized this. Wait, this just clicked right now. He's also looking at them because this is the point where he can like tell the future, right? And he can sort of like read people's future. It feels like the camera movements also, like we're Paul, and you can tell that we're all looking them dead in the eyes. I love that. Because we're not afraid. A lot of this was most likely done in post. It was probably just over here where it was actual people. A lot of this, it looks like an AI generated image. I'm not saying it is AI, but it's just so crazy. And this is just my interpretation of it, but I think this is so cool because he's parting the sea of people and he's the Messiah. It's just cool. I just have such a way with my words. I have watched so many behind the scenes from Dune and Paul's mother. I forgot her name, the actress's name. I'm forgetting her name. So sorry. But she spoke about how Denis was actually very much a part of even the costuming. He had a very specific image of how they would dress, and it was a lot of layer. Gosh, he's just such a genius. Like, I feel like I'm glazing him so hard right now, but he's such a genius, dude. Like, he's freaking cool. Ugh, my back. I keep on having to go down like this so that my pick up on Look at that. The acting, even with the thing on, You could see her eye. Oh my gosh, y'all. You know what other scene I'm obsessed with? The freaking Gomjabar scene. My camera died. I mean, my phone died. So. One last thing that I wanted to talk about is the music. The music also might remind you of something else. Might remind you it's the soundtrack of the Harkonnen. Bro, I love cinema. That also just fills my heart with joy. Seeing stuff like that when a movie is so meticulously thought out. Everyone, whatever section that they're in, from editing to the score, cinematography, costume design, acting, directing, set design, everything just comes together like in perfect harmony, as if it was just meant to be this way. Last thing, okay? I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about because this just keeps switching off. Oh, go lose my mind. Okay, whatever. We're still talking about the score. If you listen, that chanting, number one, it sounds like the chanting from the Harkonnen scene when they're in the fighting thing. Also, might be foreshadowing the chanting that happens after this. We're done. That's really all I wanted to talk about. This is it. I'm gonna be doing way more of these kind of videos also whenever I feel the need to, and I felt the need to with this one because I just love Dune. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and letting me yap about a freaking 1 minute scene, and I guess I will see you in the next one if you want to stick around. There's probably gonna be another video that's gonna appear right here somewhere. You can click it if you want or not. Do what you want. I don't know. Okay, bye.